So enough with the heavy. I wanted to tell you that we celebrated our 10-year anniversary, even though our anniversary was in January. We went to the Florida Keys. We actually just got back earlier this week. I think we got back on Tuesday, and we were there for 6 days. It was gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous. It was wonderful. I my favorite part. Okay, let's talk about my favorite part. We actually arrived in the evening. We flew from Midway to Georgia, and from Georgia we took a little itty bitty 18-row plane directly to Key West. Key West has its own airport, so you don't have to do all that bridge driving through the Keys. You can actually drive directly to Key West, or not drive, fly. You can actually fly directly to Key West. And yeah, we stayed at the Hilton. I think it was like Casa Marina, and it is, in my opinion, so beautiful. I think it's the most beautiful hotel on the island. It's got this 1920s uh, Spanish colonial feel to it, with these um, arched. I don't know what they are, but it's arched all over, and it's so gorgeous. There's a lot of beautiful things to look at, and a lot of beautiful hotels and inns and bed and breakfasts and etc. But this is the only one that looks like that, and a lot of them are like plantation looking, with white with the black shutters, and those are beautiful. They're all beautiful. They all are. The sister hotel to this Hilton was a spa, and it was modern and chic and all of that, and that's beautiful in its own right. But this Spanish colonial 1920s vibe was just, oh, so unique and so special. And there's not a lot of beach on Key West. If you go, you'll notice it's so packed. Like every inch of land is just occupied by building structures or people living there, etc. So there are a couple public beaches, and we were next to one of the public beaches, which I thought was fairly large, and then there was another one just like not quite a mile down the road, and it was also decent in size, but not very big. And then I saw a little itty bitty beach here and there, but just really there's not much beach. The beach for our hotel was like 10 times any beach that you saw on the entire island. Just gigantic. It was huge and so beautiful. So we had the biggest beach. It was awesome. And it was beautiful. The whole place was just, I think they had just renovated it not too long ago. And like I said, there's all these beautiful arches, the lighting. And so we got there at night, right? It was probably, I don't know, 8 p.m. that we got there, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., but it was at night. And so it was lit up. And we got a taxi, and we're looking out the taxi, and I go, oh my gosh, there it is, there it is. Because I saw the pictures online, and I was like, it can't be that beautiful. It's so beautiful. And so we rolled up, and I'm like, there it is. And I just look at it, and I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. Look how beautiful it is. And then we get out, and somebody's opening the door for us, and we walk in, and it's got these grand ceilings, just huge. And then there's somebody there, and they're opening the door for you, and then um you walk in, and it's just these grand ceilings, and they're wooded and coffered ceilings, and you walk in, and it's just this faint but just magical smell. They like did something, they put a smell or some fragrance through the lobby, and the furniture in the lobby was like, I don't know, something I've never seen before. Again, like time period specific, but wood trimmed and I don't know, like woven wood. I don't know the words. I'm not a decorator. But just again, like just so beautiful. I was like, I want to sit on all that furniture. I never go into a hotel and think I want to sit on it. But people were sitting there and congregating, having conversations. It was something that you wanted to spend time in the lobby. It invited you in. It was so wonderful. And it smelled really good. And then there was a little bar in the corner. For like they had something called the Canary Room that was like hand painted and bright and beautiful and colorful, and it was is just for the bar. You would go and get a drink at the bar, and you can go and sit in the Canary Room again with this beautiful furniture and this beautiful grand staircase, and it's just so gorgeous. I just loved it. And then they had this, they called it, I think it was like the Morrison Market or something. That was where you can go and buy like little drinks and some clothing and some, beach necessities like your sunscreen and, extras, really anything extra. And then they had some fragrances in there and like if you needed your flip-flops or, they had a coffee bar in there and some, you can get your pastries and they even had some sandwiches you could have and stuff in there. It packed a powerful punch for like how small it was. It was really quite convenient. It was like a little quite convenient place to get whatever you needed. That was down there, and oh man, it was just wonderful. I just like, wow, this is so cool. And then we get into our room, and it's a tile checkered floor, and you can tell it was all just renovated too. And then like you look at the ceiling, and it's these, light wooden beams, and it's all very white and just fresh. And I was in heaven. It was so great. So we went up there and we put our bags up there, and we're hungry because we haven't really ate much all day. Just some snacky things like from between the airports and, whatever the flights gave us, whatever snacks they gave us. And then we went downstairs and had our meal at the restaurant. It was closing at 9 or something like that. So we ordered a meal, and the food was good. And I knew that the restaurant had they advertised online that they were opening a new restaurant in the spring. And so I asked when we checked in, I was like, is the new restaurant open or is it going to be open soon? And she's like, oh, it just opened 5 days ago. I'm like, cool, we're going to have this brand new. And it was, oh, so beautiful and nice. And it was outdoors. Almost everything you do in Key West, you're eating outdoors or all the doors are open, and it's basically outdoor dining all the time, or you're eating with the outdoors because everything is open to the outdoors. And man, it was just wonderful and gorgeous, and you're basically eating with the sounds of the ocean. And we went outside and just went on the pier, and we looked back at the hotel, and I wanted to take a picture because it was just so beautiful with those, like I said, those archways, and it was just so long and grand, and it was lit up and just gorgeous. And and then my husband Adam goes, look up, look up. He's like, look at the stars. And you look up, and I was like, oh my God, look at the moon. It was directly above us. I had to like almost broke my neck trying to like look at the moon directly above us. And it was big and full and just all the stars. And it was so bright. And you could see all of them. And they're in different position than you're used to when you're at home. And oh, wow. It was really cool. It was just so cool. Oh, that was my favorite part, was just getting there and just taking it all in, and at night, and just how beautiful it is lit up at night. And, you think you're going to enjoy the sun as much as you are, but wow, that view at night, and just how comfortable you are, with all of, with just not having coats and jackets in the, Midwest weather, and how temperamental it is right now. And wow, it was just so cool. Oh, it was so great. And then the rest of the time we went to Hemingway House. We went to the Glass Bottom Boat as I see a boat tour. We were supposed to. They have a barrier reef there. Um, to see lots of like fish and corals and sponges and etc. But it was too choppy, so they took us to the gardens. They have a garden there, Reef Garden, and so we didn't get to see like a whole lot, but it was similar to. They said similar species, but just not as abundant as the barrier reef. And the man on the boat was just so full of knowledge. It was great. Oh man, he was a joy to talk to and to learn from, and just his passion for the ocean too. Just so I love talking to people that are just passionate about what they do. It's just so energetic and fun. And and then so we did both of those things. Those were like our two activities that we did. I couldn't do much because of it's a walkable island, and if I was in my normal healthy state, we could have walked all over that island and it would have been fine. So, I think if you're in generally good shape, I wouldn't, if you're a woman, I would not wear sandals. I'd probably just wear like some gym shoes that you're comfortable walking in and you'll be fine. If you have a big bag and you want to look pretty for dinner, just put your nice shoes in there and take your gym shoes off and put them in your bag. And, once you get to your destination and you just want to walk around locally, you can do that. But at least that's what I did, for our first day. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore. Actually, my hips started hurting because of my inflamed hips or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I can't do that anymore. I can't walk that far. It's just too far with my state of my body. But so then the next day we rented a scooter or a moped, whatever you want to call it, and that was fun. It was kind of fun, and we had a good time with that. But again, with like some of the bumps and stuff, because some of the roads are a little chopped up. Um, yeah, that kind of hurt too. So we had to be careful. Kind of difficult. So there's some things we had to navigate with my condition, but um we enjoyed it so much. But it was really great because it got us all the way to the other side of the island. There's the very, very end, the very, very tip, the southernmost point of the island. There's this cement statue of a buoy. And it says that, it's like 90 miles to Cuba and this and that and da 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 da. We went there. We didn't take a picture of it because people were actually standing in line to take a picture with this statue of a buoy. It's taller than you, taller than everybody. It's so large. It's a statue, and people were lining up to take a picture with it. And I was like, I'm not lining up to take a picture with this. So we just went and saw it. And, but yeah, we enjoyed our scooter time and like getting around and seeing things, and all the food was very good. If you're an adventurous eater and you like to do like fusions and mixed food, they had a lot of that stuff going on. For me, I was actually looking for the more like simple, normal things because of my digestive system. So yeah, I had some things to navigate, but it's a little harder to do that there. And just because they're fusing and mixing things and they're having fun with the food, which is wonderful. I'd love to go back and try some different foods, but I can tell you I'm not a fan of lobster. I've had it before, like a few times in my life, and I will not be getting it again. I think it's expensive and not worth it because I'm just not into it. I don't. I think it's chewy. Every time I've ever had it, it's like just kind of chewing on it. I don't like it, and I don't really even like the flavor of it. I'd rather have crab. I think crab is great. Or shrimp. I think shrimp are great too. If I'm gonna eat seafood, oh man, I love scallops. I think scallops are delicious. Um, I like the texture of them. I don't like the texture of lobster, and I don't like I don't think the flavor is anything special. But I don't know. Maybe I just haven't had good lobster. But I had like a lobster roll at one of the restaurants we went. Like a lobster roll is just a sandwich, and I did not care for it. And I was like, I will not be getting that again. I won't be getting lobster again, probably, unless there is just some place that's like, you gotta try it, and I'll try it. But I don't think so. I had lobster at a really nice seafood place that we have out here, and I didn't enjoy it that much either. I mean, it was fine, but I don't think I would do it again. Anyway, I'm trying to think. I did have something like a shrimp scampi, like kind of like a spaghetti situation, when I was there, and it was good. I really liked it. I thought it was delicious. Again, it was kind of plain, I that's kind of what I need right now. Just kind of some simple plain foods, stuff that I know that'll work for my body, and that was good. I really enjoyed that. Um, there was like a yogurt parfait that we had out of that market, the Morrison's market. I really enjoyed that yogurt parfait, and that was delicious. Um, it's kind of basic, I know. Sorry, guys. um, those are really and then I had like some kind of a basic French toast breakfast from one of the other places. I loved that. I love French toast. I also love chocolate chip pancakes, and we had them at our hotel. Not a big fan. The chocolate chips were delicious. The pancakes themselves were not. Didn't care for them. And yeah, otherwise we mostly were just like on the beach a lot and just enjoying our beach. And on the last day, we realized how big our beach actually was and that we had two piers. Did not know that. We went to the pier. Oh man, sorry. There was a restaurant just to the left of our hotel called Salute. It's Italian, and they had like a special one night. The one night we went there, it was just lasagna. I guess everybody that was there had the lasagna. I had it too, and Adam had it. It was very good. We enjoyed that a lot. Also, I think that sorry about sorry, I got up in there. I'm sitting on my foot as I often do to offset my sitting posture. Lasagna was very good at Salute. We sat on the beach and we got bit by no-see-ums. No-see-ums. Otherwise, you can't see them and they bite you and it sucks because I have these bites all over my legs and the back of my arms and stuff. And they're not bed bugs. I know that for sure because we checked. And the beds were like brand new when we checked the mattresses and stuff because we check them everywhere we go. And yeah, no, it's the no-see-ums. They really, really got us because we had like a little seating area. It was in the sand at Salute. I wish we had said no. We don't want to sit there. I wish we had sat like on the concrete, not inside the restaurant, but because it's all basically open to nature. But anyway, going back to our property of the hotel, we had this other pier. So at night, we just went and looked at the other pier because it had lights on it. It was very, very long, big pier. So as we walked by these lights, they got brighter, and you could see into the ocean. As you walk by, it got brighter, and so we're looking down, and it was really cool because we're looking, I love looking into the water. I don't want to be in the water. I hate getting into the water. I don't want to get into it, but I like to look into it. That's why we did the glass bottom boat. I don't want to get in the ocean ever again. I don't want to be in it. I don't like it. I don't want to get into it, but I love looking at it. I want to be next to it. I love the ocean. I love the sound of it. I love the beach. Um, so I'm looking down into the ocean and I I see some like really big, like 3 foot long fish. I don't know. And you're not supposed to see, according to our glass boat tour, you won't see really big fish because they're like out further. But there's like grasses near the shore where we are, and it's not very deep water by Key West. It's just the water's not deep enough, so you're not going to see like big sharks or anything like that. He's like, you'll probably see nurse sharks, He's like, yeah, there are sharks around because you're in the ocean. He's like, but um, unlikely to see like big sharks or anything. Like you got to go like into the deeper waters for that. And so we saw these big fish, and they were like 3 foot long, and they had like a black back, and then they were kind of silver on the bottom. I don't know what they were, but I saw those. And then went a little bit further down. We saw some kind of this like iridescent looking like neon. It was almost like a slow strobe. It was really slow. Like once a minute, it would like come on and then like turn off. It was in the water. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a lot of it. I was like, I don't know, is that like plankton or algae? Heard of it before, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Adam saw it too. He was like, "You see it too?" Okay, I thought. He was like, because it was like so slow to turn on and off. We were like, we're like, "You see it too?" Okay, good. And then we were on the other side, and I go, "Oh my gosh, there's a ray down there." And the water was kind of ripply because of the wind, but so it was a little blurry, but definitely saw a ray, like the shape of a ray. Not all rays are stingrays, but it was a ray and it was brown. And there's big boulders, you can see in the water, but it's rippled. And there's big boulders and it was brown, so it looked kind of like a boulder, but it was moving. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a ray. And I was like, how'd you see that? I'm like, because I see it. I'm always looking in the water for what's going to kill me. So, um, and then there was this couple walking down the pier, and I'm like, look, it's a ray, it's a ray. So I have to like tell everyone, and then the ray hears me, and it's like, I'm out of here. And you're like, how did you see that? I'm like, I don't know. I gotta see it. I don't know. I just look for stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I just gotta look. I got the vision to find things in the water. And then we're about to leave, and then we hear this like going, and it was a shark. It was an actual shark, and it was a very skinny, probably like 3 foot shark on the top of the water. It was in a frenzy, so it must have been hunting something. Is very small, juvenile shark. Must have come close to get some small fish or something. And then earlier in the day, before it had gotten dark, we were laying by the beach, and there's all sorts of people, just like, a handful of people out there, just like waiting in the water. Again, if they stood up, it would have been waist deep, maybe. I definitely saw something swimming in the water, and it was a shark. However, it was very speckled, and I think it was a nurse shark because it was just like on the bottom, because nurse sharks are bottom feeders and they look for like crustaceans and things. They don't attack like people or fish or like whatever. They do like a sucking motion to like suck things out of the rocks and you know crustaceans. So he was just like just cruising, real moseying along, passing by. It was awesome. And again, it was like 3.5 feet or something like that. But it was I was like, oh, this is so great. I just like to see, the animals in the water. So it was really cool. Got to see some animals in the water. Like not on the boat, not on a tour, just living their lives. So those were some of the highlights of what we did. And of course, I love laying by the beach and being in the sun and um, yeah, and just like seeing the shops and walking around and enjoying life. Anyway, that was our trip. It was awesome. We loved it. Um, it's beautiful. We just wanted to go somewhere where we didn't need a passport. And we were like, I don't know, what do you think about Puerto Rico, Key West, one of the keys, any of the keys, anything. I was like, let's go to Key West. Let's go the furthest we can get away. And I don't know. We didn't really know why we chose that. We just did. And it was a great option. It was a great choice. and we had a great time. It's really beautiful. I loved it. Definitely had to manage a lot of pain while I was there, but it is what it is. It doesn't stop you from having a great time. You know, it's just part of life. Enjoy it. Enjoy everything. All right. Hope you enjoyed our story, our little 10-year anniversary story. Take care, everyone.